Hello, happy Sunday. How's everybody today? Coming to you from my new place here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Um, Empty room, as you guys can see, a little different than having a bed in the background and just a couple of fake plants back here. So I gotta fix up this whole studio, and my sound is a little bit off. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. If you got, let me know that you can hear me okay, please, in the chat. Just because I don't have a mic set up properly yet. So let me know if the sound is cool and all good. Okay, cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for today's session because I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Normally, what I do is prepare a topic and come in and chit chat on that topic. And usually it's a one-sided discussion where I'm just sharing with you guys some of my insights and research that I've done over the last week. But I've been preparing for my talk at Squat Up Summit. And in doing so, I'm fascinated. I'm so completely taken over by this subject matter of survival and what it takes to get into a place where we are thriving, right? So many of us realize that when we are in our early stages of consciousness and when we are victims to our environment, we are living in survival mode, right? And that's where we have our mind, our level of mind is focused on the bare necessities, surviving, how we eat, where we sleep, physiological needs, food, water, mating, all those things. And it also applies to business, right? We can be in survival mode as people, but our businesses can be in survival mode too. And so what I did is I researched the topic so deeply. I've dove into aspects of the brain, the nervous system, and how our brains and how our nervous systems are set up for us to fail in this pursuit of moving from survival to thriving. And I will have an incredible opportunity to chat with you guys about that in Squat Up Summit. And so I don't want to have my mind full of another topic because I'm just so thoroughly engrossed in this one thing. And so I thought I'd do something a little different today. My goal today is to invite you all up and ask if you have any mindset related questions, issues, things that we can talk about together. And we haven't been able to do this. I do this for a few select people in my private coaching, and it's incredible because we can dive into and create and find some immense insights as to what's kind of going on and what mechanisms are at play in people's lives. But sadly, I don't get to do that with you guys. And so I thought, well, what a fun thing, right? Let's invite whoever would like to come up and talk. So I put a link in the chat. If you click on that link, you'll be able to come backstage and I'll bring you up and we will have a conversation. If there's a question about, maybe you're dealing with analysis paralysis, maybe you're dealing with shiny object syndrome, maybe you're dealing with procrastination, maybe you're dealing with attaching to the results, maybe you're dealing with a spouse or a significant other that's not supportive. Maybe you're the one who's not supportive. Maybe you get caught up in these thought loops that are just constantly keeping you in a state of anxiety. Whatever that is, whatever it is that you're going through, I've likely been through it. I'm not saying I've been through all of it, but I've been through a lot. And I have hopefully found a solution that worked for me. And so if you would like to discuss whatever is going on in your world, again, there is a link in the chat. Don't be shy. Don't just have me sitting here for an hour, guys, waiting for one of you guys to get the courage to come up and chat with me, because that's not going to be fun. But just click on the link there. Come say hi. If you don't have a mindset question, that's also cool. It'd be good to hang out with you guys. Again, link is in the chat. It's the StreamYard link there. So just hit that link and I will bring you guys up as you guys pop in the backstage. So I did want to, as we're waiting for folks, I wanted to remind you guys that Squad Up Summit general admission tickets have sold out. So unfortunately, if you missed that, then I apologize. I've been telling you guys for a while that we were getting close to selling out, and we did. Fortunately, some VIP tickets did open up. So if you have a desire to come and you are okay to buy a VIP ticket, you can still go to squadupsummit.com/Jamil and get a VIP ticket. And if it's not meant for you this time, that's also okay. Life is what it is. And we just kind of surrender to what's going on and do our best as we can and meet life where it meets us, right? Okay, so we have a couple people backstage. I'm super excited to talk to them. So I'm going to bring up my first backstage guest. Oh my God, I love this woman. I haven't seen her in so long. And I'm excited that she's joining me on this day. Hello, Cindy. Hi. How are you?
Hey, oh, I got music on. Let me turn it off. Alexa, stop.
Fun. I yell at Alexa all the time. How are you, honey? It's been so long since I've seen you.
I have an echo here. I don't know what's going on.
It might be me. I don't have my micro. I do have a microphone, but it's not
been a long time because I have been on a journey.
Tell me about it. What's been happening? Listen, look at the joy in your laugh. I'm excited to hear about the journey. What's been going on?
I have like a background noise that's going.
Is it still there?
It's mostly been mindset stuff.
Okay.
So, you know, you've got young people here, but I'm 68. So I have lots of trauma from way back. But you know, when I met you, I thought, oh, I'm getting into real estate. I'm getting into, wholesaling. Little did I know I was going to be on a heart journey.
Yeah.
Healing journey. And I love Sundays with you. And even though I haven't been here, all the stuff that you have been teaching, I just dove deep into that.
Wow.
And so I haven't ruled out real estate or wholesaling, but the bottom line for me, even when I interacted with agents, I had good rapport with people. I love people, you know that, Jamil. So rapport was not an issue, but because I didn't think I was worthy, because I had a lot of self-loathing, those are the things I needed to pull away from real estate and just really heal in that area. So I hope your young people take a step back and really take advantage of these Sundays, because no matter how good your rapport is, no matter how good your skills are, if that heart is broken, if that mind is saying, you had said something about the mind, how we self-sabotage, how we're wired to, because we want to be safe, our brain is like, no, don't do that. Don't go there. Don't go there. And I was really good at pushing past that fear, but the belief. So anyway, I don't want to take up a lot of time because you got a lot of people that you want to. I just wanted to connect with you, Jamil, and tell you I love you. I so appreciate you, and I'm still on the journey. But you may see me hop back into real estate.
Yay.
But when I do, I will be whole and complete, and my head and my heart will be in coherence.
Amazing.
So,
can I share one thing with you before you go?
Absolutely.
First, it's a couple things. I love you back, Cindy, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and connect with me. And you said something just now that I just want to make a slight correction with, because I think everything that you're dealing with and going through right now is where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be going through. And I believe that you're supposed to hear these words from me right now. You are whole.
Mhm.
There is not a time, it won't be a time in the future. It's not going to be on some day. It's not going to be at a
Yeah.
later time or at a later thing. You are whole now. You always have been. And that's the truth. That's the truth. We just forget. We just forget, and we let
Mm,
the world fragment us, and we let our conditioning fracture us, and
yes.
we let the lies distort the reality of what we are. But you've always been whole. You are whole now. There is no later date. There is no top of the mountain, my love, because you are the top of the mountain. And that's the truth.
I love you.
I love you back.
Oh, I love you back. Okay, go on to someone else. But
Okay.
thank
Okay.
you for that input. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Mwah.
Mwah, bye, honey. What a beautiful soul. Oh my goodness. Wow. Could you guys just feel her through the screen? I can. Oh my gosh. Cindy and I have had conversations. I know her heart. She loves her grandkids so much. She's got this dream to take them to Disney World. She probably is sitting there wondering, how the hell does he remember that? And how could I forget? How could I forget someone's dreams? How could I forget where someone's heart is? You always connect to people in the places where when their hearts are open, where they're feeling the most. And when I spoke to her and we connected in person, the thing that struck me the most was how she was doing everything she could at 60. I think I met her when she was 60. And at 62 years old, she's got more vitality, she's got more energy, she's got more joy, she's got more laugh in her than I've seen teenagers have. And that is beautiful, guys. And I think I want you guys all to know this too, is that if any of you are dealing with worthiness issues, or there's somebody or something or some trauma has lied to you and created a scar tissue in your understanding of who you are all of it. You are whole. You are supposed to be the peaks of the mountain and the depths of the valley. You're supposed to be the whole thing, that nothing exists without its opposite. And if we can't learn to love the opposite of all of it, then we are not accepting the reality of what creation is, which is this beautiful dance between light and shadow, between our opportunities to expand and then that contraction. And that's what creation is. Creation doesn't happen without a little destruction. So don't think this is supposed to be this journey where you're just on this trajectory up and to the right. My God, it is not. It is a wave. We are waves. We live in a wave. The entire thing is a wave. And if you've ever seen a wave, it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And that's life, baby. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how far you come. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. And it happens to me and it happens to you. And it happens to Pace and it happens to Grant Cardone. And it's going to happen to your cats and it's going to happen to your dogs. And it's going to happen to the sun and it happens to the moon, because that's life. That's creation. That's where we are. Pansy. Hi, love. Can't hear you.
There we go. How are you?
This excellent. Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing better. I wasn't doing so hot there for a little bit. So
glad
working
to hear.
On some health issues. But coming along. I just wanted to share what you were saying in the beginning about survival versus thriving. A lot of people come and find the real estate portion and the business portion before they find the self-healing portion. I actually found you and the real estate community because I was on a healing journey first. And when I was going through a very, very dark time, um, the words that like clicked and like brought me out of a zombie type state, I would call it, um, were like, I literally like yelled, I don't want to survive anymore. I want to thrive. And I want not only myself to thrive, I want everyone around me to thrive. So I realized, you know, that I was probably like, I was doing a lot, yes, in life, but maybe not the things that could get me to survival versus survival, right? Or thriving versus survival. So I really liked you touching on that. And oh, the energy from Cindy. She had me crying. So
Oh my
beautiful.
goodness. I had to hold myself together there, to be honest. it's
Yes.
it was so beautiful to see her and have been on a journey with her, even virtually as it's been for the last few years. I'll never forget her. I will never forget our interactions. I think she's just such an incredible and beautiful person. And that's the kind of life I feel. That's the kind of energy I feel we all want, and it's contagious. And she brought a little bit of that electricity to the call today, and I'm eternally grateful for it.
She did. I felt it, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. I appreciate her, and this community, like you and Pace and Jerry and Brent, all of there's so many amazing people in this world, and we are all coming together to do so many beautiful, amazing things. And I can't wait to see everyone at Squad Up and give big giant hugs and feel that energy. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I love you.
I love you too. Before you go, I want to say one thing to you, Pansy. And guys, I'm putting the link in the chat again. Come back here and hang out. Come talk to me. But I want to just speak to the survival and the wanting to get out of it and into a place where you're creating, where you're thriving in life. And oftentimes what ends up happening is when we find ourselves in survival, we feel like we did something wrong, or like there's something wrong with us, that's why we're here. Like it's like this self-blaming and this notion that in some way, shape, or form we're responsible for millions of years of evolution, right? And I want you to understand that it's you against millions and millions and millions of years of evolution. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to win in that regard. Grace is what pulls us out of survival and puts us into an area where we thrive. It's grace. That's how we get there. And we get there by moving into our hearts and opening that up and allowing ourselves to receive. And that's truly the way. And the truth is our brains we have this little device in our brains called the reticular activating system. And what it does is it filters out all of the information that's coming at us on a moment by moment basis. And it decides what's important and what's not important. And it will absolutely just completely reject the things that it says are not important and have you hyper focus on the things it thinks are important. Now, unfortunately, when we're in our day-to-day lives, it thinks the survival aspects of us are the important things, and it thinks the things that are meant for us to thrive, or those risky things, or there's opportunities for us to expand or to be more, are absolute wastes of time, dangerous, not for us, completely foreign and outside of what is our story. And so it's filtering and also creating stories in your brain. And so if you've ever had those situations where you're running a thought loop, where you're like, oh my God, I keep getting this reconfirmation that I'm not good enough, or that I keep getting this confirmation that maybe I'm not supposed to do this business, or maybe I'm supposed to just go back to my W-2 job and pack it up and call it a day. Those thoughts, those loops, those lies, they're not you. They're being manufactured by an aspect of the mind that is there to filter out the things that it thinks are risky. So it's, again, not your fault. It is biology and millions of years of evolution. And our job is to step in, open ourselves up for grace, surrender to that, and understand that it is a creative process that gets us into that. There's nothing wrong with you. And as I said to Cindy earlier, we're all whole. We just forget that.
Yeah. And
I love you, Pansy. Great to see you, and I'll see you at Squad Up, sister.
Yeah.
All right. Who will be next? I wonder. Okay, I put a link in the chat, friends. Come and say hello to me and the rest of the folks tuning in. We love you. Alexander.
What's up, Jay?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm excellent. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for coming on today. And this is a really good topic for everybody, I would think. So definitely appreciate you coming in today.
I'm happy to see you as well.
And thank you for your help with Squad Up. I'm super, super excited to be there. I got everything straightened out, transportation, lodging, everything. So I'm good, bro. I appreciate.
Wow. What is so cool is that, I don't know, a little over a week ago, it was just an idea. Alexander had made a decision.
Yeah.
Nothing had happened yet, but he had drawn the line in the sand, and he said, you know what? I'm making a decision to be at Squad Up. I am going to sacrifice my truck. I am going to get what I can get out of it, and I'm going to get myself to Dallas for the summit. Not only was he able to get his hands on a ticket, one of the last ones, I think he actually got a ticket kind of skating through the sold out almost portion of it.
Yeah, threading through the needle.
He threaded the needle for sure.
Yeah.
He made it. And in addition to that, I then seen that he made a post, and he was like, "Hey guys, who wants a roommate?" And he was looking for a spot, and within a matter of, I don't know, an hour or two, it
was 1 hour.
Within an hour, he not only had a bed, but I believe he's also gotten transportation handled as well. And so, what a cool way that this all came together. That tells you, Alexander, that you're meant to be there. It all aligned. Everything serendipitously came together. The synchronicities for the truck being there, to the people being available, to you getting one of the last tickets. All of that happened in this orchestra of events.
That's a good word for it, is an orchestra, because it was definitely, you saw the post with the cat, right?
I did. And it really was something wonderful to watch from the outside. It's so cool. I don't know if you guys get like this, but I completely nerd out, and I find it so fascinating when I see the invisible hand in the universe that we know exists. Call it God, call it Jesus, call it whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it our higher power or source. But I think we're talking about the same thing. And that invisible hand, when we see it come in and pick us up and move things and connect us and literally bring us from this place to that place, it's just a beautiful thing to watch happen. And you can see that it's not us.
Yeah.
You can see that it's not me. I didn't do this. You didn't do this. There is force out there that is bringing all of the things and all of the pieces together. And that is just.
It was a lot of positive energy being put in my way, even from people who didn't necessarily do anything. You know, it was more of an intangible love, and that's literally all it took. And the crazy part is the person I'm rooming with is a mentor of mine, so I'm gonna be sponging his brain the whole time. So it's kind of a double-edged heart, I would say. Right? It's not a sword; it's a heart, and I definitely appreciate his I appreciate his generosity, and I'm definitely gonna be picking his brain while we're there.
The other part I want to tell you about is there's very likely something that's happening in that lodging, in that connection that you're making, and because it's a mentor of yours, but I don't think you guys have kind of got into that that area of living together for a couple of days.
Right.
And so there's something about what happens when the curtain comes down and you know the day comes off and the jammies come on and we take off the person or the version of us that interacts in the world, and we become the version of us that is laying in our bed.
Yeah.
And just having those moments, and you're going to get to connect with an individual who you admire and look up to and who's taught you in those moments. And so as much as it's going to be a great opportunity to pick his brain, I would also want to remind you to just be.
Right. Yeah.
To just be in that. Just be in that energy. Just you know, see how each other integrate and operate, you know, without words, in silence, and in pure just existence. And I think that energy in itself is a tune-up. So you'll enjoy that, I feel.
Yeah, I think this whole weekend is going to be a lot of that. But I definitely appreciate the insight for that particular moment too, because I've been in it, but never with those lenses. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate it, Jay. Thank you.
I love you, Alexander, and I'm excited to hang out with you on that in those, you know, upcoming. My goodness, it's just a matter of a few weeks away now.
Yeah, it is, and I don't want to hold up other people, so I'll get to the reason that I pushed the StreamYard. So I've been getting better at a lot of the things that you teach, and you identify with my background a lot, right? So one of the questions that I've always wondered, and you feel free to elaborate on it. If your answer is simple, you can go more into it if you'd like. Most of my life has been this way, like this unstable relationship with an unstable financial life, right? My question is since this is about survival mode, what does it feel like to be on the other side for a long period of time, to where you're not worried about that stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm a really loving man. I don't have any bad relationships that I'm in or nothing like that. I'm always there for people. So when it comes to 90% of my life, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm really good, and I'm the guy that people call for help, guidance. I'm you, but down here. So I'm curious because I've never in my life had that lasting financial peace. I've had financial peace, but never for a long time.
Okay, so my answer is true.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to be exactly what you're expecting it to be.
That's good. I like the unexpected.
And so what I'll say it is is very much like how you feel right now. It's and here's why.
That's so left field.
It's so left field because the reality is it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how you know, easy it is to pay the bills. It doesn't matter how any of it is. As human beings, we have this thing in us, and it's insatiable. It's this longing for expansion, longing for more. Yeah. And it's to always be the next thing. It's always to be and continuously evolve. Yeah. And so the reality is that you get to that place Just like you're like right now, if you went to a person who's living in their car,
Right.
and
It's a
you said to
different
them,
life.
yeah, and you said to them, hey man, you know, where would you like to be? What would you like? What would be like the end all be all? You know, you made it to the end of the rainbow, and there's your pot of gold. What would it look like? And he would describe, well, I'd have a kitchen with these amazing oak cabinets. I'd have a stainless steel microwave. I'd have a stainless steel fridge. I'd have a fan. I'd have a ceiling fan, man. You know, I've always wanted one of those ceiling fans with like one of the things you could pull down, like that, turn it on and turn it off. That would be amazing. Oh my goodness, a real door. I wish I had a real door, like not a car door, but a real door I could go in and out of my place too.
Yeah.
You know, it would be amazing. Curtains. I wish I had curtains that I could close and open and close and open so that I had a way to filter out how much light came into my room, because when I'm sleeping in my car, I just wake up by the sun every single day and I can't shut the light out. I just wish I had a room with blinds and curtains and all of these things. And then he gets into that room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun for like 2 days, a week. And then what happens? Man, I wonder what it would be like to be in a bigger room.
Yeah, of course.
What would a bigger car feel like? What would a bigger watch be like? You know, and then what ends up happening, brother, is it gets to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. And you start realizing that everything outside of you is fleeting and is impermanent and will disappear, and you can't hold it and you can't grasp it, and it's only yours to hang on to for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because there's levels, right? And because right now you're not in imminent danger, you're eating, you got water, you've got heat, you've got electricity, you've got all of the things that I have here, right? And so in that regard, it's the same. And so it doesn't matter if it's a room in St. Louis or a room in, you know, Dubai. It's
San Diego. That's where I want to go.
San Diego, wherever you're at.
That's where I want to go.
It's still a room, right? It's still a room. Now, here's the only thing is that once we can get out of that spot where we feel like we're not going to survive, and right now what's happening is because you're attaching to the external of like, I want the nicer house, I want the nicer thing, I want this, or maybe it's just, hey, I just want to not worry about how I'm going to pay the bills. And if it's about not worrying how not to pay the bills, that's why I think you coming to Squad Up is going to be incredibly powerful, because that's what the entire 3 days are for.
Mm-hmm.
It's that vehicle to get us out of survival mind, out of that place where we don't worry any longer, so that I can free you up and you can free yourself up. So that you can contemplate and think about, well, what the hell am I here for?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What is this about? And that's the real goal. Now, if to kind of button this up, because someone's going to say that wasn't a real answer, because I just looped around. So I will give you this. It's not about the things. It's about I don't worry about the bill. I don't worry about how that's going to get taken care of. And that, my friend, is free.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of the feeling isn't. It's not a like, oh, look at me. It's not a I'm this, I'm that.
Correct.
It's just free. You ever been on a roller coaster, and it's going fast, and you're like, and you're screaming, and it's like you got the wind at the wind flying in front of you.
The wind and the do-rag.
Yeah, you just feel free. It's just like that. I can do what I want. I can go where I want. I can live how I want. I can work if I want to. I cannot work if I want to. And that freedom is a powerful opportunity, because it gives me the ability to decide now what I want to put my attention on. And I've made the decision that I'm putting my attention on my evolution instead of gaining more physical items, because I'm over the items.
I asked that because watched the video you said about your house on the beach, and you're like, I got it, and then it's like, okay, now what? It's like I get that part. I do, because I have accomplished that with smaller things in my life, so I understand that logic. I just don't know what it feels like for you to be able to be, financially good for a long period of time, like a year, 2 years, whatever it might be. I have no idea what that life is like. It's only been like small little windows to where I'm like that. Like, I've made a good amount of money before, and when that happened, the first thing I started doing is helping people. And it's not always financial, it's just me being me. Like my brother passed away, that. And his son has started to reach out to me. And now I'm kind of taking him under and doing what I can to help him become a better man. That doesn't cost money. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost money. I can be there for him and show him a way that now, unfortunately, his father won't have a chance to. So that's the guy I'm always going to be. It's just this other part I've always been battling, it seems like. But, squad up is another way to see a different life. And I'm excited to be there.
Can I ask you one more thing before
Yeah,
we
sure.
move, because I want to know, how long have you been in the place you're like the
Fight or flight?
No, where you've had a place to live, where you've
Yeah.
had how long have you been there? Like how long has it been since you've like lived on the street or lived in a car?
Ooh. I'd say probably about 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around there. That's a good number. Yeah.
I'm glad that's the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, because let me tell you what's up.
Yeah.
I've known you less than that.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And over the time I've known you, the amount of worry that you've had through that about it not working out and about being in the car or sleeping on the street or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I want to show you and remind you is it never happened.
That's true.
In the whole time I've known you, in the entire time I've known you, you still had a place to sleep. You still had what the things you needed, and the worrying got you nowhere.
No, that was a lesson that I did learn from you. I did learn that from you, because I used to be like that. I used to be the person that I will literally worry myself to death trying to figure out how I'm going to make it through the next day and all of that. And we did a YouTube call, and I told you when I threw that guy out of my house, I threw him out. That person that looks like me and all he does is worry. Is just like worry about this, worry about that. So much to the point where it was ringing in my ear. I'm just like, dude, would you shut the F up? And when he wouldn't shut up, I threw him out. That was just it. It's just like, I don't, it's not going to get you anywhere.
No.
That's just like I've said to you before. The shame doesn't get you anywhere. You have to get past those points, and you are the person that made me shut him up, for sure.
Last thing.
Yeah.
Okay? So now the reality is, and we've seen this go down in LA recently, right?
Yeah.
Especially, and again, my heart goes out to everybody in Los Angeles that suffered through the wildfires. And this isn't a conversation or a point to be made on affluence, but I want to point out the individuals that lost in the Palisades, which is known as one of America's richest areas in the entire country, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Most of those people woke up one morning and all of it was gone.
Yeah.
Right? All of it was gone.
Yeah.
And how many of them do you think the night before that were worrying about that happening?
Right.
Probably none of them.
Yeah, they got insurance and
well, no, they didn't even have insurance. But the fact is we have no flipping clue, bro, what's coming tomorrow. None of us do. Not you, not me. And so I could be just as close to living in my car as you could be living in your car. And so there's no point to us sitting here worrying about anything. All we got to do is trust and give it to God, bro. trusting to God. At the end of the day, we are where we're at, and if we can live in faith, some way, somehow, it works out.
It comes to fruition. Absolutely.
That's it.
I appreciate you, bro.
I love you, dude.
Love you too, man. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. What a genuine human being. I love Alexander. He's like one of my favorite people. I highly recommend any of you who are going to be at Squad Up Summit to seek him out. He will be there, very likely networking in the hallway and doing all the things. I would really recommend sparking a friendship with Alexander, because he's one of those guys that I think that if I ever got stranded somewhere, if I called him up and I was like, hey, bro, can I come sleep in your car? He'd be like, yeah, actually, I'll sleep in my car. You can sleep in my house. That's who Alexander is. And so I want you guys all to know him, because he's phenomenal. All right. Coming up next is one of my favorite women in the entire business, and forget just the business, just in the whole thing, because I've gotten to know her over the last few years as well. And she's as sweet as pie. Hi.
Hey, Jamil, and everybody else too. It's really great hearing these uplifting stories, and congrats on kicking that guy out. You have to be able to not be brought down by the negative circumstances or thoughts in your brain.
Amen.
Yeah.
How are you doing, love?
I'm doing awesome. I have to make a decision every day that it's a great day and I'm moving forward. And sometimes it's harder than others, I mean, dates come up or events come up, whatever it is, but you just got to get through, because there isn't another option, right? Keep
There's
going.
not another option. Can I share a little bit, if you don't mind? I won't get too
Yeah.
personal, but I want to share how you affect me.
Love to hear it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's encouraging and comforting to know sometimes that what you have experienced, while it may be a damper in your life, that maybe the moments can touch someone else.
You have absolutely done that. And I want to say, guys, that there's very few people in the world who reach out to me unprovoked and without any like request for anything, or out of just pure love and just to send a well wish. There's that I can count on one hand how many people do that. Okay, my mom, my sister, my ex-wife, Robin Hurt, Pace.
Thank you.
That's it.
Happy to be among that league of people.
These are the 5 people who just out of nowhere, out of unprovoked, will just send me encouragement, light, love, blessings, a gratitude, a smile, a prayer. And it's one of the most beautiful things I have in my life. And I'll tell you, there was a specific moment that I want to share with you where the impact of your message meant so much to me that I was in tears from it. It was actually right when I got fired from Bigger Pockets. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the story, I didn't talk about it a lot because what's the point? And it was fresh then, and now I don't care. But because I was providing wholesalers proof of funds using my own money from an account, right? I had placed $1 million in a bank account that I specifically had earmarked so that I could legitimize wholesalers who didn't have any money,
helping others, as you always do.
Yeah, so I could legitimize their offers, right? Mm-hmm. So that their offers were actually backed by real money. And Bigger Pockets took issue to that. They said that I was enabling people who shouldn't be in real estate, who shouldn't be writing offers. I was enabling them to be involved in the business they didn't belong in. And it's a shame. It's a shame because I always thought that Bigger Pockets was there to help people, to help the little guy. But that's not the case. I know that now for what I've seen, because they weren't there. And in fact, I remember having just got off the Zoom where Scott Trench fired me, and within, I think, 2 or 3 minutes, I got a text from you. And
I didn't see that Zoom, so it was not provoked by that
it
Zoom
was
for sure.
unprovoked. It was completely unprovoked.
God,
And
I try to hear what God has to say to me or take a prompt when it comes. I never say God spoke to me, but sometimes you're just led to do something and there's a whisper maybe. So tell me, I would love to hear.
I'm sure there was, because you had said something along the lines of, it was on my heart to reach out to you and to let you know how much you do for people and how much gratitude we have for you. And you know, at the time I felt so bad, because I thought, what did I do wrong? You know, I still to this day don't feel like I was doing anything wrong in helping new wholesalers do business. And even then I felt bad. I felt like a failure. I felt like I had let people down, and I'd let myself down, and I'd let Bigger Pockets down. And then I got that message from you, and I realized that no, they let us down. Bigger Pockets let the community down, and I was no longer resonating in that energy, because that energy was no longer of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate that, because I'm vibrating at such a different level, that I got shook off of that roster fast, because they couldn't keep me.
Right.
And God wanted you to remind me of that.
I appreciate that. You know, sometimes when we show up, I'll use the word competition, but not in the sense of the word. When we show up our competition, in this case, Bigger Pockets, if they're not doing that degree of help for their people, their students, their followers, whatever you want to call them, if they are not capable of making that need, you know, if you show up bigger than them, then you're a threat to their business. So that's probably why you're not there, but that just means you're above them and don't need them. So you got all of us. We're loving you.
I appreciate that. And I can say that, you know, they're having a hard time selling out their little event, and Pace and I sold out 3,500 tickets to Squad Up Summit.
So who needs Bigger Pockets?
Who needs
I mean,
Bigger
they serve the purpose. I'm sure
They
that
do.
something positive came
Many
from,
things. I have so many
Yeah.
beautiful friendships from Bigger Pockets, and I have no animosity.
No.
But I can say that they served a purpose, and I served a purpose for them at a time, and you know, I wish them well.
Well, we just, you know, life keeps changing. It's fluid, and we have to kind of learn to roll with it, or be stuck in it or by it. And, you know, lots of crap has happened in my life, and I could be all curled up in a ball, crying puddles of tears and letting life get me down. Or I could say, heck no, that's not what's meant for me. And I can still have memories, and just because you refuse to be in a funk doesn't mean that you are not acknowledging the thing, you know? So I have always chosen, I think my whole life dictates, you know, the happenings of my whole life dictate that. And, you know, I've been through a lot of crap. Haven't we all? I'm singing to the choir here. We've all been through crap, all of us, different levels, different kinds, some big, some small. It doesn't really matter. We've all suffered and endured pains and discomforts, and you just kind of have to get through it, because, you know, what's the alternative?
Exactly.
It's a choice, right?
It is. It is. Being positive, being grateful, being happy, seeing the glasses half full, and feeling supported by our Creator is how we should choose to wake up every single day in love.
I do.
You are the embodiment of it. I
do.
adore you, Robin. I truly do.
I love you right back.
You can tell that there's very few people who I can say have like really taught me in my understanding of like what it means to show up and be loving. Not that I'm unteachable in that, but like I didn't have those folks around me. I had my mother, I had my sister, I had my dad, and I had those wonderful teachers. but then I was in an environment that didn't really have supportive, loving humans.
Well, when you feel something that feels unconditional from somebody who's outside of your unconditional sphere, then it makes a different impact to say, it's not a wife, it's not a mom, it's not a dad, it's just somebody. And when when you can still feel that other people can have that for you, then it's great. I thank you for being a piece of the five. Heart touching. Thanks so much.
Thank you for being that.
Yes,
I love
sir.
you, Robin, and I'm so
Love you
excited
too.
to see you.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you too. See
What
you
a
soon.
woman. See you.
Thanks. Bye.
Guys, holy moly. Man, I never we got to do this more often, because when I'm in this spot where I get like loved on and filled up with so much gratitude, and to just interact with her right now was just so cool. Wow. And I love her. I love her. I love all you guys. I have time for one more of you. If you got a moment to come up, say hi. If not, we can end early. But what a day! What a beautiful day to be alive. What a beautiful opportunity we have today to love and to be grateful and to share. And I want to share with you guys just some words that I think will help you understand and maybe see the differences that we go through when we're living in our state of creation, when we're living with what God wants us to be, and when we're not, and it's opposite when we're in our survival states. And these are some of the words that I've been able to kind of put together. They're going to make it into my presentation, so I'm not going to share all of them because I want you guys to get them in Dallas, but here's a few. So when we're in that state of thriving, when we're in our creative state, we feel expansion, right? We feel like we're expanding, like we're growing, like we're more than. But when we're in the opposite, when we're in our survival state, that's when we feel like we contract and we are closing in and closing up, and we get protectionist. And I want you guys to pay attention to that. When a situation happens in your life, are you expanding or are you contracting? Are you opening up or are you closing in? Right? That tells you whether or not you're in that state of survival or if you're moving in that creative space of thriving. When we are in that space of thriving, we're in that area where things are in order, okay, where we feel more order in life. And when we're in that state of animal, when we're in that state of survival, that's when we're in disorder. So if your surroundings, if your life, if your business, if your relationships are disordered, you're very likely in a survival state. And you don't have to be all in survival or all on the other. You can be in a dichotomy or a fluidity of in different aspects of your life, being in different places. So again, guys, I'll be going over, there's a whole ton of these that we'll be talking about at Squad Up Summit. So I'm excited to share with you. But we will end today's mindset call with Raphael. Raphael, what's up, bro?
Hi, Jamil. Great to see you, brother.
Great to see you too.
I just want to just tell you how grateful I am for you and for the Astro community and how it's changed my life. It's funny because like when I heard of you guys initially, I didn't believe this was possible. So I waited a year. And then a year and a half ago, when my wife came to me again, I initially didn't want anything to do with this. So I was like, I don't want to get back in real estate or construction. That's all you. I'm studying electricity. But the last year and a half has just shown me that there are positive people in this world who are here to love and share light and help others. And that even with just, I don't want to say low skills, but like you don't have to figure it out. There's a system in place. And if you're willing to just follow it every day, the results are there. And it's changed how I look at life, how my family looks at life. And I just want to say thank you for doing it.
Thank you, brother. That means the world to me, and I appreciate. And you know, it's I don't. I know. You know, Pace isn't doing the work he does for acknowledgement, and I'm definitely not. But when it happens, and when somebody says thank you, it really does touch us. And I want to let you know that I appreciate it, and I show up every single day because I care about your futures and I care about what's happening, and I want you to succeed. I want you to thrive, and so when we're done today, I want you to go and give that wife of yours the biggest hug that you could possibly give and tell her she's always right. Because she figured it out and she saw in you what sometimes we can't see in ourselves.
Correct.
You
And
know?
that's honestly, you mentioned something that's like hit the nail on the head. When I first got in, I was not in a positive mental state, so I wouldn't even come on these cameras. But I realized that you went through a tough season too. And watching you just continuing to choose to show up and to being vulnerable and open and saying like, yeah, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not okay, but I will be. And seeing how you're overturning that coin just inspires the heck out of me because I'm like, I don't have to have it all figured out this week. Like I just started my own actual business last week in Phoenix, in Arizona, starting dialing.
Awesome.
So we're gonna be doing some deals soon.
Let's go.
But a year and a half ago, I didn't have the self-image to do that, so I decided to go work for somebody else for a year and grind. And it's just watching you and how you give to others and share your light with others, and don't give up on people and handle even tough situations in a graceful way. I'm like, there's more to this than just money, and I'm grateful for it.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
Thank you. Well, I'm not going to end this with somebody backstage and not having a chance to come up. And so I love this guy here. He's one of the very few people I've ever let lift me up, like not emotionally, but physically, carry me like I'm a little girl.
Jamil,
What's up, Joel? How are you?
I am so glad to see you today, and
Great
I'm
to
so
see you.
glad you're coming back to Dallas.
Heck yeah, bro. We're going to be in Dallas. You're going to hang out with us?
I don't have a ticket, but I'm definitely gonna hang out regardless.
Well, make sure that you just show up. Just come to
I'm gonna show up. Don't worry.
Yeah, just come hang out in the hallway, be in the listen, the reality is that people sometimes don't come. Something happens in life and then tickets open up and maybe somebody will find a way to gift you one. So just show up, bro. Just come there and be a part of the community, and I'm pretty certain that some way, somehow you're gonna be taken care of.
Well, I gotta say, dude, thanks for this whole session we had today. You guys were talking about gratitude, right? I just wanted to bring up like this past, like I think I explained to you earlier, like I felt so much challenges in my life, stuck, confused, like that past year and all, and then now I'm starting to realize, there's like a reason for it happening because God is making us open different doors, making like different paths, showing us our flaws, the places we need to like grow on. And it's like it's making me realize like I connected with so many new people. Like I'm just starting to like love on people, like finding people in community and like all these challenges are just like showing me like I just need to go, just make it happen, connect with people, love on people, just be thankful. And every situation we're stuck in, right? There's some gratitude in there because that's opening up like a new door for us. So I'm like, all of this that happened is good. And regardless, it takes us to another level. So I'm just really thankful for that. Thankful for all the people around me. Thankful for you because you've been a big part of my mindset. And like, maybe I'm not where I want to be right now, but it's okay because it's taking us to another level. We're learning things that we would not have learned previously if we had the success we wanted right away.
Of course.
So I'm eternally grateful for all this.
My man.
For you as well.
I can't wait to see you in Dallas, bro. I want to share a toast with you when I see you, bro.
For sure. I'm a little bit I'm a lot heavier than you saw me last time, so we're gonna work on that part.
That just means you're gonna have more strength to pick me up. with.
You and Pace.
Hey, also, I've my whole life I've been heavy, then not heavy, then heavy, then not
Yeah.
heavy. It's a thing, bro. And
I learned cortisol is a real thing, like all the adrenal stuff.
it's stress. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll teach you some things when I see you in person.
For sure.
I'm going to teach you a couple of techniques that I do daily that are actually, before we get there, I'm going to Joel, do you've reached out to me before, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
hear it.
Yeah, hit me up again. I'm gonna share with you a couple of practices that I do. I think are
For
going
sure.
to be really helpful for you, even just before you get to squat up. And then when I see you at squat up, I want you to tell me how they help, what they've been doing for you. Okay?
For sure, dude. By the way, I just wanted to let you know, I chose a path finally on the wholesale business where I'm gonna focus. It's all dispo. I'm just gonna do dispo for now.
Amazing.
Because you taught a lot of those things, and honestly, making relationships is good for fun for me. So I'm just gonna make buyers. I just need to find some more wholesalers to give me deals, but I'm just gonna start going at the dispo. And like John's told me, like was focus on one market.
Mhm.
So Texas is the focus.
Perfect.
No other state.
So here's what we're gonna do on this Thursday. Let's see. Hold on. Joel, we're gonna do something really fun for you, bro.
I love you, dude.
This Thursday at 12 PST, okay? 12 PST. I'm doing a live stream where I'm going to be building a buyer's list, okay?
Right.
And why don't I build that buyer's list in Texas? And why don't I just give that list to you at the end of the hour? So Joel, join me at noon PST on my YouTube channel. I'm going to have you with me. I'm going to be building a buyer's list in Dallas, Texas. And at the end of the time, I'm going to hand that list to you so you can go off and start your dispo business. Is that cool?
Oh, perfect, brother. I mean, I got a list already, but
it's going to be a curated list that we're going to have had conversations with that are going to be expecting deals from you. I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. Okay.
thank you, brother. I don't know what to say, dude.
Just show
I
up.
really don't.
Just show up. Thursday, 12 PST on my YouTube channel. Just show up. DM me. I'm going to get you the link and get you a backstage link so that you're on the show with me. Okay.
Thank you, dude.
All right, bro.
You're so good. And by the way, I wanted to tell you one last thing. Sorry if I'm holding longer, but everything that's happening, right? Every tough part in our life, it's actually a blessing if we like have that mindset of like knowing there's something on the other side. I just wanted to like share that.
It is. And it's when we finally come to that acceptance that we make room for the blessings to come.
Agreed.
Well, I love you. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Join me on my live. I'm going to head to my astro flipping call now. Bro, I'll see you Thursday. The rest of you, have a beautiful week. And if you're in the astro community, I'll see you on the call. See ya, bro. Bye.
Thank you, dude.
Take care.